Hello and welcome to DCP Live episode number 285. 285. 285. How's it going, guys?
G'day.
Good day.
How we doing? G'day.
Yeah.
Do I sense an Australian fact return with that greeting?
I immediately regretting
we
it.
in
Like,
for it?
I have not prepared. Why
No
did I
facts
start with
prepared? Not even an Australian taint scratch fact?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Keep stalling for a sec. Quick.
Briar, you buy anything new and expensive lately?
Of course I have. I don't want to talk about it though.
What?
I do want to talk about Halo though. I mean, Tefty, I know you were a Halo fan back in the day, right?
I
Like
am
a lot of Destiny fans are like kind of transferred over to
Yes.
from being Halo fans. Were you a Halo fan back in the day, Mylan?
I only discovered Halo in my 30s. I played it for the first time on stream, and I believe it truly
This is
is
recent,
a
right?
masterpiece. Yeah, it's a couple years ago I played Halo, and I was like, "What? I can't believe I had not played this game before." Now I get.
Did you play the
fandom,
Master
I get
Chief
it.
Collection?
I played all of them. Yeah, I did
All of
Halo 1, 2, 3, ODST. I even did 4 and 5. I even did Halo Wars 1, 2.
Nice.
I
Just
actually
for
really
the-
like. I never played Halo Wars 2, but I actually really liked Halo Wars 1.
Yeah, just for that. I watched
Which
the
is-
ads, the commercial ads about Halo Wars. I was like, oh, that was good. There was some good ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
It was
Which,
like a car. It was like
ad
selling
was it?
cars or something like that.
That's right. Which
Okay,
ad was it?
recall
Was it
this.
for Halo 3 where they did like that diorama for the ad where it was like the camera was kind of like swirling around this like hand-built diorama and it like ended up with finish the fight? Was that the Halo 3 ad? It was so good.
Mm.
I don't remember Halo ads, actually. It's weird.
The hype for Halo 3 I think was more hype, the highest amount of hype I ever felt in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like I was so ready for that game when it came out. I remember I left softball because I was playing softball at the time, like adult beer league softball, and all my traditionally, beer league softball is you hang out after the game and
Get
drink,
drunk.
yeah, and talk about weird stuff. I just left. I'm like, where you go? Everybody's like, where you going? I'm like, Halo 3 came out today. I'm going to play Halo 3, and they're like, what?
See ya.
See ya.
I will not be talking to you for a while. I don't know when. You'll just have to find out next time I call
Yeah.
you.
I think Halo 3 also had a bad launch, right? It was like the first day it came out on, who knows what day. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the servers were just like completely non-operable, right? Like because there's just so many people trying to play. And that's the first
Difficult.
time I remember that disappointment of like having the day off from work to play your new video game and not being able to play your new video game because the servers were totally crunched.
The sign of the
All this-
times, sign of the future for you.
All this to say though is like, have you guys been watching the new Halo series at all?
No.
I have watched 2 episodes. I haven't seen the 3rd episode. I watched 2. I've been meaning to tweet about it, but I was a bit late to the party. I absolutely hate the animations, whatever they're doing with the Covenant.
Like the CGI stuff?
The CGI
Oh, really?
looks. I can't stand it. I think it looks bad. I don't like it at all. I actually didn't mind episode 2, but a lot of people didn't like episode 2. But maybe because there was less combat in there.
Yeah. Yeah, they really start off episode 1 with a ton of combat, and then that slows way down.
How many episodes are they now?
They're either 3 or 4. I think
Yeah.
the 4th one just came out like
The
yesterday.
4th one.
Are you
must be
keeping up
coming
with it, Briar?
Yeah. I have been keeping up
Yeah.
with it. And like at first I was like the first episode was full of action and I was enjoying it. But man, they've strayed so far from the story of Halo. It's like the characters are there, right? It's the characters you remember, as much as there are characters aside from Master Chief. But like it's the context is all different. The way people get there is different. Cortana is a completely different kind of character. It really makes me wonder, like, why put Halo on the title card for this? Why not just make like another property if this is the story you wanted to tell?
Make a sci-fi.
You know what I
thing?
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they do have the Covenant in there, and they are like everybody's looking for artifacts that can lead them to the Halo, right? Because they only know about, or they don't. I don't even know if they know about one yet. But I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. Like, why are you telling
Yeah.
the same story differently? I guess is why.
So
Yeah.
I like to, for these type of things, I like to build up episodes if I do plan on watching it, because
Yeah,
I don't think I want to wait for something like this. And I've heard mixed reactions, just like what you're saying. In fact, a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, actually, the first episode paid homage, I guess, because there was a lot of action, and then it just kind of has slowly or rapidly veered farther and farther away from the context of
yeah.
Halo."
It really has. And it's also still jarring to see Master Chief without a helmet on. Like it just like after that being such a thing for 22 years.
Yeah, and then the show's like, "Hey, here's what
Like
he is."
popping that thing right off and he just like he just doesn't like wearing that helmet.
Yeah. Didn't he get like naked
Weird.
in the recent episode or something?
Yeah, but I mean it was tasteful.
Tasteful Master Chief nudity.
Yeah.
UNSC approved.
I don't
Nudity.
know.
Yeah.
Last time I talked about Halo on the podcast, people got mad at me, but I mean it's Destiny related. It's by the creators of Destiny. It's not like unrelated content.
Yeah, it's the origin stories of Bungie. Or I mean, well, it's DNA of Bungie. There's definitely Halo
Yeah.
DNA in Destiny. That's why a lot of
And
people like
that's,
the yeah.
that's why I reckon contest mode and campaign is really good, because it
Yeah.
has some of that Halo DNA in it more so than
Yeah, Witch Queen more than
any
ever.
other part of the game. Yeah.
Yeah, Witch Queen, they definitely, because they said that in that Vidoc, that they wanted to bring back the days of feeling like that, some sort of epic campaign coming through. And although I haven't been playing the rotations of what is it called, the master or legendary versions, I haven't
Just
really
the
been
weekly, the
Yeah.
weekly missions, yeah.
I haven't really been playing those, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed Witch Queen campaign. Makes me excited
Yeah.
for future campaigns from Bungie.
I
Yeah.
honestly think that's what people expected off the bat, really, coming from Halo, is like these set pieces in a strong campaign with essentially randomly rolled loot, just not just Master Chief, but a Halo campaign with whatever weapons you want, basically.
Yeah.
I think is
Yeah.
what most people like expected when Destiny came out, like a sci-fi version.
Yeah.
Not Or obviously Halo's already sci-fi, but
You know,
Did you
Space
guys
magic.
like the original Destiny campaign? Because I did. Like it didn't make a
kinda
lot of
remember.
sense, and it was kind
make
of
a lot of
weird.
sense.
But it what it did is just created this like mysterious world that I was excited to explore. Because part of that is like a failure of storytelling. It's like they just didn't explain anything, so I just didn't know what was going on.
mhm.
But I wanted to know more. I was curious to know more.
I felt like they did just enough to pique my interest, but I definitely was like, my campaign was pretty rough. Everything was just these nebulous names, and here's the darkness, there's the stranger,
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. I definitely felt like things had been hollowed out and cobbled back together.
Yeah.
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 On the Halo topic though, just I thought it was interesting. Like Infinite is definitely struggling right now, and
Oh, yeah.
it launched really good. At least it
On
seemed
the
like
multiplayer side, it did.
yeah, the multiplayer launched really good, and actually a lot of people like the campaign too, even though you just didn't play the campaign. You didn't even play the previous campaigns prior to have a frame of reference for what was happening.
I did play the campaign. I did play the campaign of 4 and 5. I just didn't finish them.
Yeah, you didn't finish them,
because
which
they were
was
boring.
important. Yeah, but that was important information if you
No,
were
it
going to
wasn't.
follow it. Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Yes. It's very important information if you're going to follow the through
How important
line.
could it be if it was so boring as to not make somebody who is so hyped for Halo 3 not finish the campaign?
It's
of a Halo
important
game?
because you literally were like, what's going on? Why is this happening? And it was like, well, if you had played through 4 and 5, you would have understood what was happening. Anyways, that's besides the point. What I'm trying to say is that we're now in a place where we expect seasonal content to be like at the ready. All these games that are coming out at this point, like Destiny, Apex, like anything that comes out that is an online multiplayer experience, we expect this like drip of content that has to be steadily coming out. And they completely dropped the ball on Infinite when it comes to the multiplayer, because they were basically like, here's Infinite, and then we have nothing planned for a season until like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or 6 months later. And it's interesting how like conditioning happens in players' mindsets. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
Destiny players have been conditioned a certain way, you know?
Yeah. And it's not just like the audience expects everything to be fixed relatively quick, but also that there's new content as well. So it's like if you
Mhm.
don't have a good launch and you've got a lot of things to fix, you know, and you got to provide like a new season as well. It's
Yeah.
you know, a lot of expectations when it comes to
Halo
live
Infinite
service
was like
games.
really troubled though in development, right? As they went through
Yeah.
multiple like project leads during that project. It got delayed a year after it was shown to the public because of the reaction, presumably because of the reaction. You know, like it was a really, to be honest with you, like if you're a developer on Halo Infinite and you finally get that game out the door, like, I mean, I think a vacation is in order.
Yeah. If you've been through it the whole way, my God.
Yeah.
Remember when Destiny was in that spot? Like, Destiny's in an incredible release spot at this point with content coming out. Like, we have content scheduled for the next 3 years, right?
Yeah, we've had that before though. Like during the Activision days, we've had like long roadmaps.
We had a whole year of no content after the Taken. Was it Taken King? Yeah. It was the
Yes,
Taken
that's
King. Yeah.
true.
We had a whole year of Bungie going, "Uh-oh, we made something that has a ravenous appetite."
You remember Luke Smith told who did he tell? I think it was Jeff Gerstmann with Giant Bomb. Just don't play the game for a little bit. Play something else.
Like, stop playing it. Jesus. We're trying to make content. We can't do it fast enough. You know, then Activision, and Activision was a bad idea. Now, like, I think it's amazing seeing the number of years have transpired where they're at now. I mean, they're hiring tons of people. Sony bought them
Yeah.
for $3 billion, you know? Also,
Right.
their studio is digital first now. Like, there's
Yeah,
several
I
states.
saw that. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, this is really, really awesome.
They showed like a
What does
map
that
of the
mean?
states. It means that you can get hired
Work from
as a
home.
digital employee. Like,
Yeah.
like in different states, you can get hired as
Yeah,
a
like
digital employee.
Texas,
You don't have to necessarily
Florida,
go there.
California, Oregon, like in New York, I think. If you are in those states and the job allows you to be remote, you can be 100% remote and work for Bungie. Like
Why is that only certain states that allow it?
I was wondering that too, so I was like looking in the comments to see if anybody asked that
tax was
question, if
only-
they got an answer. That's what the answer was that made the most sense to me. Not to say that's the answer, but that was the one that like kind of, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense. Like taxes and stuff like that.
yeah. Yeah, labor laws, state laws, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's really fascinating.
Right.
I mean, like in an era where, you know, after COVID, a lot of companies are like, or not after COVID, COVID's still happening, but like after the stuff has lightened up, a lot of companies are saying, get back to work.
COVID's over. It's fine now.
Yeah, COVID's gone. Don't worry. Pandemic's over.
Yeah, we're good.
A lot of companies are like, get back in the office. Come on, you got to do your thing. And like Bungie's like, you know, this really worked out. They launched Witch Queen basically remote, and it was successful. And why not keep doing that if the employees
I'm sure
are
they
happy?
were growing pains. It was 6 months late, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Not to say it was
But,
a perfect transition, but if it works now, like why force 1,000 people to have to be
think,
in a location?
It's a really good strategy to get to nab talent too. I think. I heard. I don't know. Actually, I don't know where I saw it, but someone's like, "Yeah, it's super easy to get really good engineers at the moment because as soon as we just basically troll, the forums, look for companies who are saying, yep, everyone's going to go back to office, and then we just poach them. Like, yeah, you can work from home, and the engineer's like, all right, yeah, cool."
Yeah.
Right, you just poach talent like that. You're like, all right, if your boss is like sending you back to work, hey, why don't you come work for us? Pay you the same, work from home. Like, okay.
Yeah. I think it's amazing. Like, it's really cool to see Bungie, like a company that big, right? Like, again, they were bought by Sony for $3.5 billion, and they're saying they're a digital first studio. Like, that's remarkable, especially in the games industry when it seems like everything is so cutthroat for games development.
I think the big challenge for them is how they make remote workers feel part of the team. Like that's the thing you're obviously going to miss
Sure.
out on, and not
Yeah,
being in the
sure.
office. You know, like I was not a remote worker, I was a contractor, but there is when you spend your whole, you know, you only have a weekly meeting or you know something less than that, and you're only seeing like you know your team so often, and you're just basically working by yourself for a week or longer.
Right.
You know, but I'm sure they have plenty of strategies. Bungie's pretty good with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And they'll work out how to include
Digital
their workers
meetings.
remotely and all their digital meetings and probably social events digitally. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
Real quick, not to interrupt the conversation, but I just saw a comment. No, Watts. Watts unfortunately couldn't be here with us. She's in sensitivity training with HR.
Yeah.
They finally caught up with her.
Yeah, I passed on.
We had a
all
stern
the threat
talking.
of me going to DCP graveyard. I put it all in formal writing. How threatening she's been towards me. There's a tweet longer about it. You can go have a look.
Oh man. So, you play any Iron Banner actually?
No.
I played Iron Banner. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
You know, it was Iron Banner. It wasn't
You
bad at
know?
first. I haven't played PvP in a long time. I played a bit today, and I was like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm killing stuff, and then that slow itch started happening of like, oh, that's annoying. Oh, that's annoying. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. You know, it is what it is. I did.
What are the annoyances for you now? Like specifically, like what don't you like about it?
When I get killed by a super and then get killed by a super again and then get killed by a super a third time, like 3 times in a row.
Like the same super?
No, just supers
Or
in general.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
It's like
that.
it's super time all of a sudden, like 3 minutes into the round, and like you just get killed.
That stuff drives me crazy. I see netcode in chat. There was one guy that like just teleported everywhere, and I was like, classic. I barely played the Crucible second game, and a guy's literally teleporting everywhere. I was like, man, it's good. It's good to be back. You know. I did turn in 1,000 tokens though, because you know those tokens are going away, and I did.
Oh, I need to do that.
Yeah, and I got myself my relentless chain reaction lightsaber, void lightsaber.
Really?
Oh, nice. How is it?
Good. I mean, I haven't used it yet, but it's the void.
But I've got it for when I need it.
Yeah, when you're like,
That's attitude.
This'd
Put it in
be
the
a-
vault.
yeah, dude, my vault is ridiculous, man. I don't know. I'm just gonna. I'm deleting the red bar stuff for the red frame weapons. It just everything's maxed out. It's painful.
Yep.
You need to do what I did and do a big clean where you just literally keep one of every weapon, like one of each type of weapon. And
Mine,
that's
I did that like a year and a half ago.
it. Yeah, you did it a year and a half ago. So I'm doing it again.
Yeah,
It's
I
like a
feel like I
6-month
dropped.
thing.
You know what
like
my problem is really is that I don't want to get rid of this stuff from like Destiny 2 year 1 and year 2. It's like even though I don't use it anymore, like there's like a nostalgia factor, and like part of this game is like it's a looter being part of that, and like getting that loot, like there's memories attached to getting that loot, and to just delete it just feels bad, like I don't know, like.
What about your
Feels bad,
broken
man.
traveler's promise, man? I still have that.
I do too.
In my 500 out of 500 vault. Dude, the problem, see, I dropped my vault down to like 300, 350 about a year or so ago. And I feel like I'm in this loop where it gets filled up. And I'm like, I got to go through and chop crap out. I don't want
The
to.
act of doing it sucks so bad.
Yeah,
dude.
man.
Like it's tedious and it's uncomfortable, and like you feel like you don't want to make the wrong decision, like getting rid of a god roll because you didn't like look it up and like compare it to like the 7 other weapons that are exactly the same, like using some one app or another. It's like, oh man, it's just so brutal.
This is why I do it on stream, and every second is that good?
Yeah.
Is that good? Every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'll delete some by accident. Everyone goes, no. Like, okay.
No, for this one specific thing in a GM that could have been really good. Oh, no.
Yeah. Then you also get that too. Yeah, but but you're like, no buts. Is it good or not? Yes or no?
Right.
In reality, I'd probably enjoy the game more if I just deleted fucking everything and started from scratch. because there'd be no apprehension about getting a weapon. Be like, oh, okay, where am I gonna put this now? Am I gonna keep it? Am I gonna just delete it right away? Like, am I gonna like move it over to my warlock because there's no more room in my vault? Like,
God, we just have like a giant FOMO happening with our freaking vault. How do we break this, man? Bungie's like, just delete your weapon.
You guys need it.
Maybe I should just start a new account.
Nah, new Destiny
intervention.
account.
Yeah.
You need an intervention like I did. You just, you pull out your SMGs, you go, really? How many SMGs are you going to use? You probably only really use 1 or 2. That's it. Get rid of the rest.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I
you're
will
right.
not.
Yours!
Like, you're theoretically right. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
No, Mylan. You can't make
You're giving me good advice that I'm not going to follow. Instead, I'm just going to sit here and suffer. Honestly, I think I have the best idea that I've had in a while. Is I think I should just start a new account and
Lose
just
out
like
on all your
start from
exotics.
scratch. I mean, you can get them again.
Can you get everything right now?
Get everything you need. What do you really need? You need a Gallahorn.
No. I mean, see, that's the thing. Destiny right now is it's not like you're locked out of content if you don't have specific weapons. I mean, okay, aside from GMs or specific nightfall situations, like you can get most of your stuff done in Destiny with basically whatever is handed to you. So that's not really the problem.
No.
I think what I choose to do is just continue to rail on the fact that 500 vault space is too small, and voice my opinion in the community that we need a bigger vault space. So then I never have to deal with this.
I don't think that's real though. Like, I don't think if they raised it to 750 overnight,
No,
in
1,000.
a month you'd be like, okay. In 2 months, then you'd be like, it's full again.
No, if I had an extra 500, I could definitely handle my expansion problems. Definitely.
By the time the next big expansion comes around, it'd be completely
I would
full.
be perfectly
and
fine.
The effort to clearing out 1,000 slots
Ugh, yeah.
would be so much more overwhelming than 500.
Damn, that would be pretty rough. That's part of it too, is the interface to manage all that crap. They throw it all in a pot, and it's like when everything's on the floor, it feels like you can't. It's like, where do you start? It's all on a floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it was organized in sections, then you could be like, well, I'll go look at the SMGs because Mylan said I only need one good one. Be like, there's my funnel web.
Yeah.
Or how about like a starring system where the community can like rate their weapons, and then like a weapon could get rated like by the community, so you'd know if you had something that was favored,
like in Dim.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's pretty much what I've been using is between Dim and Light GG, you sort of work out what you need, what you should keep.
Yep. You see, I know all these things, and I know I should be doing that. It's just it's doing the extra effort. It starts becoming not a video game when I have to go and cross-reference different like spreadsheets.
Hold on.
I didn't come here to clean my fucking room. I came here to shoot some fucking aliens in the head.
Hold on. I've got an idea to solve this.
Okay.
Do we need a dado intervention for you two?
Oh my god!
I'm afraid of how sharp the blade is. Of dado.
It will be sharp. I'm telling you, it will be real sharp.
It cuts deep, man. You're like, no, I'm keeping this. What if I change my mind about my
midnight
playstyle?
coup that I just love. Like I don't use it. I'm not
deleting my coup.
I just fucking love it. No, man, that thing was a big deal.
Right? Dude.
I went through a lot of content with that. I killed a lot of fucking dudes in the Crucible with that. I really liked it.
The good old coup days. Back when drops were static. You never had a random roll ever.
Yeah. Simpler days, simpler times. A more elegant weapon from simpler times.
Apparently it was Briar's favorite times in Destiny 2, right, Briar?
There were some things about year 1 that I really did prefer than year 2.
Or 3, or 4, or 5.
I can't even remember what that argument was anymore. It was like 3 years ago I made that argument.
Yeah. There was a simplicity to it, but...
There was.
Yeah. Well, any lore stuff happening this week, Mylan?
There was a lore... I don't want to say book, a web lore released by Bungie.
That was beefy.
And everyone's like, "Oh my god!" It was this is old news. Sorry to say, and if you don't watch my videos, if you didn't know, I didn't already cover it. Okay.
Wait, you have a YouTube channel?
God
How many
damn it.
subs? Bro, you post videos?
Yeah. No, I'm just
Oh,
an
you're
Elden
just an
Ring
Elder Scrolls
streamer.
streamer.
Yeah, I'm an Elden Ring. That's it. It was the ARG hidden pages
Oh,
from the
okay.
Witch Queen class. So all they did was they printed it out basically for people to read. So that's what the information was. There are some really interesting things in that book. The main one that I covered was that Savathun might break out of the game, or has already broken out of the game, trying to break out of the game,
Right.
and
Get into
Bungie
our throne
introducing
world.
introducing this idea that we might be the parent universe, and he's trying to get out. So I have
I already got
previous
kids and
video
fucking
on that.
dogs and cats walking in my throne world. I just want a little privacy in this like one little section of the house. And please replace the toilet paper if you're in there. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking nihilistic bullshit.
Now you got to deal with
All right, go ahead.
Savathun.
Porcelain
She wants some
gods,
space
man.
too.
Lock that fucking door.
Savathun's coming in.
You probably remember there was that whole like prisoner's dilemma that we spoke about previously as well. That was in there. The main other thing is about memory wipes and why the Traveler and the Light removes a memory and why the darkness like restores a memory. I'll be honest, I haven't really read my notes again about this.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I've got some notes here. Hold on, I've asterisks. Let's see if this makes any sense. This is why the light wipes away memory. It strikes away the pain of the past to break the pattern, to create the possibility of grace. This is why the dark remembers. We need to remember how we were hurt so we can avoid being hurt again. Okay, that makes sense. So
I like this, the way you put this last time. I think you kind of said like the pain is what makes you come back from revenge, but if you don't remember the pain, then you never come back for revenge. So the cycle of violence can stop immediately without the memory.
Yeah, so that's a big theme in that book again. So I think I'll be covering that probably next week. Actually, it's been on my list for a while to go over the memory stuff with light and darkness. I think it's a cool
thing
topic.
is though, it didn't really work, right? It's like losing the memory of your past. We still had like the warlords and like the awful shit that happened kind of pre-guard or not pre-guardians but pre-tower. Was it what'd you call that?
In the Dark Age, yeah.
The Dark Age.
Yeah.
And all the people in the Crucible. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of anger in there, a lot of violence.
A lot of teabagging. A lot of bagging.
So that was what was released. I have been working on a video about Lisbon, which I can give you a quick. I think I hinted at this last week to sort of bait everyone into coming back this week about Lisbon 13. This was one of the Guardians that went into the Black Garden and met the Witness and got darkness powers.
Mm-hmm.
And they return this season, which has been interesting because a little bit like not unknown lore, but like lesser known lore. Like it's not like your Dredge and Yor kind of story where everyone knows who Dredge and Yor is. So Lisbon 13 was part of a team called the Kentark 3, and they worked for this exiled order of warlocks called the Cryptocrons. And for whatever reason, the Cryptocrons had this ability to sort of like divination, to like see into the future. And they predicted that a team would discover the origin of the Black Garden. And so they thought the Kentark 3 might be the one to fulfill this prophecy. And so they sent in Lisbon, Rakana, and Yardam 4, which made up Kentark 3, into the Black Garden. When they got in there, they essentially encountered whispers, and we suspect it was the Witness, and they made a bargain with the Witness, lost their light, and gained darkness powers. It doesn't specifically say they got darkness powers, but it says like they got the opposite of the light and they had like powers. So potentially like quite early on, darkness wielding guardians before we got our hands on stasis. Lisbon 13 turns on his team and tries to kill them. Well, he does kill them actually, including Rikana, which he has a relationship with or had a relationship with. It's not 100% clear why he did this. It is hinted at why he did this by his ghost, and his ghost says to him, so he basically kills his teammates, and then he goes to kill his ghost, and his ghost is trying to work out like why he's doing all this. And the ghost says, "Oh, you're trying to have the secret die with you." So like, what's the secret? Is the secret like wielding darkness? And he's like, okay, this can't leave the Black Garden. Otherwise, we're going to have more Guardians wielding darkness, which makes sense because Rakana and that wanted to take this knowledge back to the tower, and then he kills them. So that's like one sort of theory. I guess the other one that I've been thinking about is the secret was that he killed like essentially his lover and one of his good friends, and just wanted to leave it all behind sort of deal, and had this moment of corruption and then sort of came to and just wanted to end it all. Regardless, he doesn't end up killing, or does he kill his ghost? He goes to kill his ghost, but is encountered by a doppelganger. And we, once again, this is like the witness, like we encountered our own doppelganger in that season. And he asked the witness to if he could forget her and forget it all. And that's what brings us to this season, because he has forgotten everything. He's actually come back as part of Ikora's Hidden and has no recollection of his time in the Black Garden, wielding darkness and killing Rikana and his other fire team member. And part of his work as a Hidden is he's experimenting with the Altar of Reflection, which of course returns memories.
Yeah.
So he is putting in different items, and they realize that they can essentially summon different memories from the altar if like an item has not value, like memories to them. Like, you know, if you like my wedding ring, right? You know, like something that you always have on you that would be associated with a lot of like memories.
Lost my wedding ring.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you would not be able to recover those memories. Don't die.
Well, if I find it though, I could find it.
Yeah. So he puts his cape in. He puts his hunter. I'm pretty sure it's hunter. He puts his cloak into the device and gets a rush of all these memories coming back. Going, oh my god, how could I forget her? Her, you know, beautiful blue eyes, and gets locked into this. Sort of, it's a bit like a dream. He keeps trying to like do something about it and take notes, but he's sort of is hypnotized every time he has his memory, and his like old memories rush back because he has this big blank spot, and he comes to some sort of realization. It's very cryptic. We don't know what it means. He just basically says that he starts hearing Savathun's whispers. Don't know if it's Savathun. Don't know if it's the witness. And then the entry ends with, I remember what I must, as in like what I must do, so to speak. Just finishes there.
Wow.
So we don't know. We don't know if this is like sent him completely off the rails, if this really was Savathun whispering to him through the altar somehow, or if this is the witness manipulating him. You know, we know the darkness wants you to recover memories. We don't. Their explanation is, oh, this is to make sure you don't get hurt again. But we also suspect that it's a way to convert people to the side of the darkness, so to speak. Like the witness might, you know, be using memories as a weapon. You know, that's what Savathun did. She had to recover a memory.
Do you think Ikora is trying to harness it? By just, you know, with the hidden and
I don't know.
See how they approach, right?
I mean, we technically, you know, we've seen Aldrin recover Crow recover his memories now, and the impact that's had on him causes a lot of dissonance and a lot of like,
douchebaggery, killing people.
Yeah, you leave him alone. Actually, no one really cares about Crow anymore. They're like, yeah, you killed Scion, lol. So. You know, Guardians, you could go there and have your memories recovered. It sets up a nice possibility of, recovering Guardians' memories and what
They won't
impact
do that
would
though,
have.
right? Like they wouldn't do that in game. They would never like give you your Guardians memories, right? Because they'd have to
Not
like,
you yeah, not you personally, because
yeah,
they've always wanted that to be you. They always want
Right.
you to be
yeah,
a storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it could set up a storyline where you have groups of Guardians that go towards the witness or the darkness because they've recovered their memories. They're like, you know what? We don't trust the light anymore. And that's sort of one of the things they're playing with is like the light is not talking to us and is reawoken but hasn't done anything. And we have the witness here going, yeah, have your memories back.
I feel like we're so aligned with the Vanguard that to have a turn would be of that nature would be pretty dramatic.
I feel like that Vanguard's like slowly disintegrating though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's still the Vanguard. It's still the tower. Like the tower is still the tower, and like in Destiny frameworks and lore, you know what I mean? Like that's still Zaval is still your dude who you're obeying.
Yeah, they have
reason.
played with the idea of like getting rid of the consensus and the Vanguard basically because Cade's gone and Zavala had all this self doubt and so did Ikora and felt like they couldn't quite be leaders anymore. But you know, in the day you need vendors, so I don't see.
What about them vendors?
Where we're going to give our tokens into?
Right? How am I going to get my new perks with the Solar 3.0?
Yeah.
I could see though, like with that storyline with Lisbon, it opening a door to how you would actually get additional powers in the future, like Ikora understanding how that process worked through regathering whatever it was, and then fighting darkness with darkness, being like, for the next expansion, this is how we're gonna go back to the Black Garden and retweet or reawaken this power or something.
You know, what'd be really interesting is recovering memories of the collapse.
Ooh, that would be
cool.
Super cool.
That would be a cool way to do that.
Yeah,
because they sort of started to hint at, you know, Savathun was there at the collapse and she did something to turn the witness away because we never really know why did the pyramid fleet back off? You know, why did we have this massive collapse of humanity and then, you know, a break and we were able to recover? Like, why not just finish the job? What
they're
happened
like,
there?
let's take 5.
Yeah.
Really long 5.
Yeah.
Siesta.
Yeah. Pyramid siesta.
Yeah. So there you go. That's Lisbon 13. That will
fascinating.
be, you're legally bound now. If you listen to that, you're legally bound to like, comment,
Like, comment, subscribe on Mylan Games on YouTube, right?
Yeah, when it comes.
Wait,
out,
you have a YouTube
next
channel?
week.
It's not a
Like
TikTok.
this.
You got a TikTok?
Yeah, I think you can upload videos of 10 minutes on TikTok. Did I read that right?
And
Did it
recently
have to be
expanded
vertical?
it. Probably. They probably wanted vertical. Yeah, they've slowly
So
gone
we
from
need
short
more vertical
videos
lore
to like,
videos on TikTok.
Yeah.
Wow, this is the future.
Yeah, honestly, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna upload a 10-minute lore video on TikTok. See what happens.
Do it old school, like just walk in like really slowly through like the world.
Well, a lot of the Tiki Talks do that green screen thing where they just have like the bit in the background. They're like, you know, talking about it. Have you seen that?
Oh, okay.
Huh.
No,
So I have like the lore card and be like, oh, this happened here. Oh, it's just like
I've been
another thing.
vaccinated, so I don't have TikTok.
You have? What happened?
I haven't. I don't have it.
got the talk.
Tiki Talk. Oh, mate, I'm actually on TikTok just posting Elden Ring clips.
Yeah.
It's been interesting. It's
Your gameplay of Elden
insane.
Ring? That's got to
Yeah,
stir some emotion.
Uh-huh.
You post your clip of killing Alexander and being like,
I haven't been brave enough to post that yet.
Oh my god, you should totally post that.
I posted the other ones. It's been interesting seeing
yeah,
you know, like for example, I put a YouTube short up on Mylan Games, which was of Elden Ring, of like a funny clip. Maybe got 6,000 views. That's with 200,000 subscribers. You go on TikTok, you put the same clip, you get like 7,000 views. I got like 100 followers.
yeah.
Its discovery is just insane.
The algorithm on TikTok is phenomenal in comparison, but it's short lived too, so it falls off really quick. There's like a 24 to 48 hour window on that stuff where it definitely wants to see if the content is working, and it tries it out in different audiences. It's really interesting. And you understand why it's been so popular, and why Instagram has these strange fluctuations, and people are like, why do I even post on this platform?
Yeah. Anyway, bit of a sidetrack. So maybe you'll see it. Maybe I'll do an exclusive early release on a TikTok format lore video. See what happens.
Briar's got to get vaccinated to the TikTok first, so you can watch it.
I already got my booster shot. Good.
Wait, so what do you need to get vaccinated from for TikTok?
Just TikTok.
Your strains, right?
It works
man.
on Kingdom Hearts as well. It's really effective.
Nice. Yeah, quick update, Mylan. How is your Elden Ring experience? Terrible?
I've been a very good person. I haven't killed any more NPCs. I fought Radan. Is that you say?
Yeah.
Star
How'd that
Scourge?
go? Did you have any friends to help you out, or you killed them all?
Yeah, could you summon anybody?
I could.
Okay.
I could summon.
You could have summoned Alexander if you hadn't murdered him.
Yes, there are a couple of blank spots where I was like, what's this for? And then someone said, that's where you summon Alexander. I was like, oh.
Did you summon Blade? Blad, or whatever his name is?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't.
Yep.
Surprised you didn't kill him.
Yeah, same.
No, he's Wolf Boy. He's
You don't kill Wolf Boy.
I haven't killed.
Yeah, you don't kill Wolf Boy. No spoilers.
I always love the look of that character. Yeah. Anyway, Alexander wasn't there.
Of course.
Didn't find that boss very challenging, but it was fantastic in regards to like the experience of it. I thought it was absolutely epic.
You didn't find it challenging. It's funny. People have such different experiences with bosses in that game. Some people find it really challenging. Some people just blow through him.
I just spammed spells. I honestly didn't hit him once. I literally just spammed spells at him and let the NPCs die as they should, and then
resummon them.
Spam spells. Yeah, resummon them.
That was my thing, man. I was like a general. I was like, he's General Radon. I'm gonna be a general. I'm a summon army and go after. Be like, go, fight him.
Yeah.
But I haven't put the Twitter video out yet. But I had the most epic battle with what's the deer, like the spectral deer or the ancestral deer?
Spectral ancestor. Yeah,
so
awesome.
good.
What an awesome fight!
So good. I was on like he was literally one shot, recovered health like multiple times. It was like 10 minutes of me just being in the final section of his health, just trying to survive and get enough damage on him to kill him. It was it's actually one of my like top moments in gaming is that boss. Like the mechanics, the music, like just the craziness of it. Like it was a real experience. I was like, holy crap.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. Also, how you get there too, you light the fire totems and then go to that place and like get brought over to a location.
You're so frustrated by those fucking archers that have like a perfect accuracy over like 3 miles.
Yeah.
With the 8-foot long arrows.
Yep. So yeah, that's the Elden Ring update.
Okay. Looks like you're trucking along.
So bad news. Once again, the Weebs won.
They did.
Oh,
they did. Monsters did not take the day. The monster costumes did not take the day. In fact, the Robotech stuff? What is it called?
Just the lame one.
The anime. Yeah, the lame one. The stupid looking one.
The stupid looking one won.
Oh, this is what happens. We don't have Watts to balance it out. Oh no.
Oh god. Can't believe the community would pick the bad choice. Come on.
What was the difference? 52%. Oh, it was close.
52 to 48. It was not good looking. It was not like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand. Like, there's a clear good way to vote and a clear bad way to vote. And I'll be honest, the Destiny community really let me down here. Listener, you let me down.
Well.
Wouldn't you have to buy that with silver anyways?
Yeah, I wasn't going to buy it.
Yeah, I wasn't going to buy it with silver. I was going to pass.
No, you get it with Bright Dust. I'm pretty sure you get the last one with Bright Dust, but it pretty much cleaned out my Bright Dust.
Yeah.
It was like 6,000 or something last time per set.
Yeah. Well, that's disappointing.
Okay. The mix one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunate. We have a
You wanna hear
TWAB, right?
Yeah, you want to hear some other TWAB news?
Yeah, let's hear
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna completely. I'm not gonna. We're not as good as Watts. Okay, Watts goes
Watts is
through,
the
gives you
consummate
details. We have a
professional.
big, broad strokes.
Yeah, broad
Well,
strokes
if
there.
Watts wasn't harassing her fellow coworkers, maybe she could be here instead of at sensitivity training.
Too many
Mhm.
innuendos of eating someone. Too many.
Mm-hmm. Not saying I'm the one who reported her.
And
But
I
I'm not
didn't
unhappy she's
partake.
there.
So, Master Vow of the Disciple is dropping next week.
Master.
Guardians should know that the power level is 1580 with a seasonal cap at plus 30. So I'm assuming it's at 1580 and you could be 1590 plus 30 being 30 artifacts. And if you're 1560, that brings you to 1590, I think. I was a little bit confused about what they mean with a seasonal cap at plus 30. So I'm assuming you can be 1590 and it's at 1580. So if you've grinded your artifact level, and you're at pinnacle, you could be 1590, I guess, for a Master Vow of the Disciple.
Right.
Which I'm nowhere close to. How about you guys?
I am nowhere close. Well, actually, I'm not too far off. My artifact level would have to get boosted up pretty.
Yeah, I don't have to do a lot of bounties.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do. Never mind. I'm nowhere near.
Yeah. Well, if you were near, you could make some progress towards your raid seal, and each encounter would also drop an adept version of a given weapon for the raid. Okay. So you get
That's exciting. People are excited to find out what the adept versions of the weapons are going to be, right?
Yeah, there's no information here on what that looks like. And I can't remember what do they typically, don't they have a different perk on them? Do they have a different perk on the adept versions for like Vogue? Is that what they usually do? I can't remember now. Chat will probably.
Can't remember either.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Well,
seems like it
they'll
usually isn't like groundbreaking or anything, but it's just a nice, little, like an origin perk or something.
Yeah.
My favorite is when there's a visual difference, like you can actually see the difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and chat said a chance to drop, which is that's a bit rough. What do you reckon? I think it should not be guaranteed.
Things, man, when you have to be that high light level, and if the encounters really are annoying because of the delta and the light level and all that stuff, and then they make it a chance, that's when I start getting a little like, they should just give it to you if you're gonna.
It better be really good.
Yeah,
if it's a chance.
Yeah, or that it's really, really good if it's just a chance. So.
Right. Now, the main news is that they're having a new like seasonal or weekly rotation system for raids.
Right.
As well. And there's a couple of different sort of changes in here. The first one is, even though they say it's seasonal, I believe they mean most recent raid and dungeon. Because they said season 17, Val the Disciple, and the upcoming redacted dungeon. This Val the Disciple's this season 16, but there's not going to be a raid next season. There's going to be a dungeon. So they're sort of saying the most current dungeon and raid are going to give you pinnacle drops for every encounter, which is different from now, which is if you go do Grasp of Avarice, you only get the penny from the very last encounter. Right. So the most current dungeon and raid, you're going to get pinnacles from each encounter, which is great. But in addition to that, there's going to be a weekly rotation of all of the other raids and dungeons that are not considered the most current ones. And they will give you a pinnacle at the final encounter, which I first thought was like, oh, come on, why not? But you can farm the encounters as much as you want. So there won't be pinnacle drops, but you can farm
drops,
raids and dungeons for whatever drops you're looking for when it's in the weekly rotation.
That's cool.
Dungeon and raid farming.
Yeah, I like that. really need to scoop something up, get your team, go fishing.
Yep.
Spelunking in the
basically.
raids. Yeah.
Yeah. So that sort of makes up, because at first I was like, why only? But I was like, okay, that's okay. They gotta let you farm what you need.
It's because you're feeling that fatigue of like the power level and like the
pinnacle
pinnacle cap.
grind
It's like,
yeah.
you know, what even is this? Why? So then putting caps on these pinnacle drops, it makes you feel even more like that. But it is what it is right now. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
No. And it's been especially rough just with this season when having the powerful and pinnacle again.
Right.
I really didn't notice it when they changed to just doing, you do the pinnacle grind once and then you just start off as the pinnacle, or just 10 below the pinnacle for the next season. So yeah, I've still got a little bit to go. But I do like doing dungeons and I do like doing raids. It's really good that the dungeons are going to have pinnacles for every encounter, because that is infuriating. When doing a dungeon, you should get a pinnacle each encounter. Really.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think I missed anything else in that. That's the basic gist of dungeons and raids. And then this is there's some patch notes for Wellspring, Altar Reflection, Vow of Disciple Raid, Trials of Osiris. I'm assuming they fixed what was that bug last weekend, which was people getting adept Shayuras on flawed cards as long as they had 7 wins. Yeah.
Interesting.
So
nice.
It said fix an issue where players were not receiving the expected rewards on post-flawless wins. So I don't know if that means...
Was there an increase in trials activity, I wonder, based on that bug?
There was an increase in trials activity, yes. There was a discussion like, funny that, like, people are actually sticking around and playing trials.
Don't have to go flaws for it? Let's go.
And don't have to go flaws for it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, it was a passage of confidence card, or there was something specific bug that you could trigger it, essentially. Okay. Have 7 wins, have a passage of confidence. So you would have had to go flawless first, get the patches of confidence, and then you were just getting adept drops, basically.
Interesting. Okay.
Look, that's all I got for you. That's as much as I read. We did.
Yeah.
And we did.
We done did it.
We did the last bit.
It was a light twab.
The results are in. It was light twab. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not too much going on. Didn't they say next week they're talking about some weapon stuff, weapon tuning, sandbox stuff?
Boy.
I thought I saw a mention about that. That could be coming next week for some interesting changes.
Not too sure. I'll have to...
maybe I saw like a tweet about it, but yeah, nothing crazy, right? Kind of a light week.
Yeah, I think people will enjoy the dungeon and raid changes. I think that makes.
I think that's a great change. I'm also excited about a dungeon next season, because they said raid, dungeon, raid, dungeon. That's the cadence they're doing this year. So we're gonna get some sort of new dungeon next season, and then we'll get some sort of revamped raid in the summer. And then another dungeon. Yeah. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to just see that cadence, because that was sort of the big sort of promise, right? It's just like always something like that end game activity is always going to be there, like raid dungeon sort of deal. So it'd be nice to see that come to light. And I mean, I love dungeons. I think dungeons are up there probably for my favorite content.
Dungeons are great. I prefer
dungeons over raids.
Yeah, they got some interesting lore stuff behind them, and then like it's just some epic encounters, and it's always fun to do an encounter with like a smaller squad, and then having the option to try to do it solo as well, intentionally solo, like not breaking the game and doing solo. Like I think that's always cool. Yeah, and apparently, I enjoy it a lot. Apparently, DMG did tweet that huge sandbox twab next week. So thank you, Kuhupo, for pointing that out.
Early with the twabs too. Have you noticed that? Like much earlier in the day.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's always the same for me, because it's when I wake up. It's usually there.
Yeah. Sure. It's kind of been like,
and usually Twitter's on fire, or it's
right.
I cannot believe that the Mex won. I cannot believe it.
I mean, it was close.
Look at the bottom of the twab where they announced it. I'm like, God damn.
52-48,
Godzilla.
Right? Like it was definitely close.
Furry legs, bro. The furry legs on the Titan would have been so good.
Well, I think the main thing is the mech stuff just looks so typical from what we've seen. Like I feel like I've seen that armor, or at least a version of that armor in the past.
You wait.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to jump back into Prophecy. Go, oh, we already had mechs. Yes, you did. It's in Prophecy. Go play Prophecy. Farm it.
Oh well.
Oh well.
Right.
Out.
You guys want to do
Done.
some Twitter questions?
Might as well fire them up, Briar.
Yeah.
Might as well. Like, why not, right?
Fire them up before we fire you up on the grill. All right.
No, wait.
What?
Hey,
Twitter
sensitivity
questions.
training.
Twitter questions.
Calling HR right now. Sino says, you must choose. Eat a personal size bag of Mama Birded 3D Doritos made by Holtzman with one meal every day forever, or Watts gets to eat your strong arm up to the elbow.
There's no way I'm eating Mama Bird Doritos from Holtzman.
You'd rather lose an arm up to the elbow?
Yeah.
No, it's your arm, Briar. It's actually your arm. So I'm going to go with Briar's arm.
Your arm.
It's Briar's arm gets eaten. His strong arm is Briar's strong arm gets eaten up to the elbow. That's what I'm going with.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, it would be hard to play video games with one arm.
True.
Sure would.
It'd be also hard to
It's
keep
possible.
any nutrition down eating Holtz's Mama Bird Doritos.
Yeah, sure
Show
would.
up every time.
That is. Why would you even ask that? What did we ever do to you, Sino? Christopher Burns says, do you think the speaker is part of the same race as the witness, as we don't know his name just as speaker? We also never seen his face. Maybe his mask conceals his weird head floating thing. Where is he?
Is that true? Do we not know anything about the speaker?
No, we got a bit of background on the speaker and training of speakers, and it. I don't think.
Is there actual speaker school?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sort of. And
How to talk to
flag, they like flag people. They have certain signs that they might be a good speaker. Back in the day when the Traveler was actually communicating a bit more, they were having dreams, and ghosts were attracted to them. Like the ghosts would just follow people around, like, "Hey, get that kid!" There's a whole bunch of ghosts following around. That might be like the next speaker. And that they would like, a bit like, they would teach each other how to function, or how to interpret the Traveler's dreams and stuff like that. So I don't think so.
Okay.
Has there been any word on a new speaker?
Pardon?
I mean,
Has there been any word on a new speaker?
Crow, right?
Yeah, it was Crow, I think. She walked into that one.
Well, legitimately,
says,
right? Like,
what did each of you do?
Yeah, Hawkmoon, yeah. So that's why people say Crow's the next speaker, because he has the signs of what would
He's
be
got
speaker
the signs,
quality.
Briar. The signs. He's also
Got
willing
the
to
signs
make
being a
the
D-bag.
tough decisions, even though they're sometimes poor choices.
King Moose says, what did each of you do for your Dirty 30 birthday celebration? Dirty 30. I've never heard of that before. I'm not 30 years old yet. I'm 29, so had mine yet.
I'm 18. I had a big party, but I got like a couple of arcade machines that like had, 1,000 games on them or whatever, and like we had a bunch of them there. You could like people playing Ninja Turtles and all sorts of cool stuff just on like those arcade machines. It was fun.
That's cool. I think I went bowling with a bunch of people. Had like a bowling 30 birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard it called Dirty 30 before. Is that a thing?
Yeah. In Australia, they've been.
Is it? 30?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what I did for my 30th birthday, honestly. Like, it doesn't stand out in my memory.
Alcohol and
Probably.
drugs.
A lot of meth.
Burning something. Burning a
usual.
bridge.
Yeah. Burning trees and bridges. Jarris the Undying says, with Team Weeb winning the day, how upset are you that The dream of tight and fuzzy pants is shattered. Also, if you zoom in on the hunter mech armor, I can't unsee the pig nose. Here, look at this.
Pig nose.
Pig nose.
What?
Oh yes, I see it.
What are you talking about
Yes,
here?
it does look a little
yeah.
pig-like, little oinky.
Yep.
Got a little of a pork chop look to it. I mean, honestly, I'm not going to buy either because they're in the Eververse store, and I just fundamentally don't believe that there should be, looter shooter. There's room for paid DLC or paid armor. Like, it just doesn't work for me.
Probably secretly funded by Tess Eververse.
Don't. That's right. We have a side deal. We have a side gig. Ethan says, haven't seen the raid rotation TWAB from today yet, but would you like to see raid armor ornaments return like in Age of Triumph? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that would be good.
That'd be cool.
They were really good. I think some of those high-end, like, aesthetic ornaments, that was so cool to flaunt, like, if you had them.
Yeah.
Because they look so unique, and they're little, just really nice designs.
Show them off.
Like,
right?
you sort of miss some of that now. There used to be a time where you saw someone running around with something, you knew what activity they did to get it and how hard it was to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You don't quite get that feeling anymore.
Yeah. You're going to see those
I feel like
running around.
raid ornaments do that. You'd have to put it on the master or something like that, but it would encourage me to do it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you're describing the Call of Duty skin effect. Be like, damn, you spent a lot of time getting kills on all the weapons trying to get that skin.
The patents lobbying. Didn't they do a patent for like matching people who had not spent money in microtransactions with people who had skins?
Right.
So
that's right.
So they would
remember that
spend more money or something.
Wow,
I'm pretty
that
sure
was fairly recently. Yeah, that was Activision.
Or was it?
It was
Blizzard. Activision.
I think it was
Blizzard.
Activision.
I don't know.
Yeah,
that sounds like something a slimy CEO would totally be like. Yeah, that sounds good.
Right? Yeah. That's got Bobby Kotick all over it.
All over it.
we can't
attribute that exclusively to him.
Yeah.
I do remember that. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting in a way though that's like it's so fucking devious because it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
A Blaze says, "Are you someone who pops pimples when you see them, or do you leave them be?"
Leave them alone.
Leave it.
I try so hard to leave it alone. I try so hard.
You like picking?
I try so hard though. I tried so hard. Eli Nelson says, "I'm in serious need of Australian taint facts. I want to learn about the Down Under."
You know what? Because we got time. I
learned about the Down Under. Wow, that's just amazing.
That was pretty good, Eli.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I just got it. Nice, very punny.
Yeah, exceptional pun.
I've got a couple of facts from me home, from where I live, Perth.
Oh, let's hear them.
The jetty at Busselton, which is down south, is the longest wooden jetty in the southern hemisphere. 1.8 kilometers of wooden glory.
What's a jetty?
Fascinating.
A jetty.
You don't know what
you don't have
jetty
jetties?
is? Like
Nah, I'm uncultured.
Kind of like a pier, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like a pier. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. A jetty. Yeah. Pier. People, like my brother went down there they do like triathlons. They do the jetty. Like, oh, swim to the jetty. Yeah. 1.8 kilometers. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a
long one.
It's a big.
How long is that in freedom units?
What do you convert
a quarter mile or something like that?
1.8 kilometers to miles? Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
1.1
Can you convert it to inch pounds?
Just over a mile.
Over a mile.
1.1 Freedom Hawks.
There it is.
Apparently, I didn't know this. I'll have to do some more research. I'll get back to this one. But Perth, this is my city. Perth is the only city in the world where you could fly your own aeroplane and land it smack dab in the middle of the central business district.
Oh, yeah. You should
I don't
definitely learn
know.
more about this.
I don't know where they're landing. I don't know how
Like
that
in the
works.
parking lot or
Do
something?
you have a lot of like big, tall buildings, but you got CEOs landing their helicopters on top of buildings?
It's got to be a helicopter. It can't be a. I don't know. I need to look this one up. It's been said a couple times. So there you go.
Is a
Got some more.
hovercraft a personal flying vehicle?
No.
No, it's not touching the
think
ground.
See, wouldn't a jetpack be that?
Jetpack, definitely.
That's a personal flying attachment.
Yeah, I
Maybe
love that
use
we
those-
live in a world where jetpacks are a real thing now. Like that's so
Mhm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous.
I gotta
Have
get
you
one.
guys-
When are they gonna
have you
get
guys
like
used those-
consumer level jetpacks? You know what I'm saying?
They gotta have the same type of like safety precautions as drones, you know. So you can't flip it and run into buildings and stuff,
Man.
you know. So
Safety
like,
precautions ruin everything.
imagine getting the DJI jetpack. You know, DJI jetpack
Imagine getting
X3.
The DJI knockoff from China. Like, yeah, it was cheaper though.
I don't know if you want that one. The knockoff freaking jetpack. Whew.
The Wi-Fi is a little flaky, but you know, it
Like-
gets the job done.
You don't want to fly it when you only got one satellite attached. Make sure you have 10 satellites to fly this jetpack.
Have you seen those water ones? Have you done that? The
I've seen
water
I
it.
haven't done
jetpack?
it, no, but
Yeah.
I would. This looks
I've
awesome.
done it. It's hard.
You have?
It's hard.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
fun as hell.
I think I had one that was like a skate. Like I'm pretty sure it wasn't on my arms. It was like the skateboard one. Like it shot the
Sure, I've
jets
seen
at
that,
the
yeah.
bottom. Yeah, and you just
Like a
sort of
snowboard.
do. Yeah, like a snowboard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your face. Water's not as soft as you think when you
Oh, no.
launch yourself.
Definitely
When
Yeah, I've
when
learned
you
this water
jetpack
skiing.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you want to, break the water when diving.
Mhm.
Stuff will hurt.
There you go.
I'm sorry, I lost my place. Says, would you rather eat 15 pounds of crawfish with Patrick or listen to Tefty give a 15-minute Tef lecture to Mylin on how to play Elden Ring?
I would definitely.
Both of these
listen-
sound awesome.
I'd listen
to
to
be
myself lecture Mylan about why you shouldn't have killed the NPCs. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, we could honestly record that and put it up on Patreon.
Yeah, that's a perk right there.
Yeah, that's a perk. Although I would love to eat 15 pounds of crawfish with Patrick. That would be fun
Yeah,
as
that
hell.
sounds great. I'd like to eat
True.
something else. I don't necessarily want the crawfish. I'd love to be in the presence of Patrick eating 15 pounds of crawfish while I eat something else.
Just get dinner with Patrick. How about that?
Dinner with Pat.
Dinner.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Dinner with Pat. And maybe if all of us are there, we'll get the Tef lecture while we're there.
Yeah.
A 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah, too many beers, and Deputy's like, right, we need to talk about NPCs. Now that I've all got you, I've got some important news to discuss. Was that a presentation? Why we should not kill NPCs.
We saw the whiteboard.
Mental health effects of making poor decisions in video games.
Patch, I don't find that question to be funny, and I'll thank you to try again next week.
Something about eating you.
Holly says, okay, so the tagline is survive the truth. Have we done that? And what is the truth?
That's a good question. The whole
What is the
investigation thing and have we survived? See, Savathun is dead, but yet the Traveler was like, nah, fam. So I don't think we've survived the truth yet, personally. Because
You think it's going to be like a end of season reveal?
well, there's still, I don't know if it's end of season. It might be end of year, but there's still this looming fact that the Traveler chose Savathun, and we haven't uncovered the reasons for that yet. So it's like,
Yeah.
we're going to have to survive that.
I
truth.
thought that was the truth. Yeah, I thought that was the truth.
But the reason,
Miley,
the reason,
come
you know,
What's the...
I know. I'm just letting the law masters have this question.
I'm sick of you riding on my
actually-
coattails all over the place. Come on, come up with an original thought.
Mate, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to take a clip from this. I'm going to make a Destiny lore YouTube channel off this.
It'll never work. Who's gonna watch a lower-based YouTube channel?
I don't know, mate. No one. Yeah, I agree with Tefty. I think that is the big question is, the interaction between the Traveler and Savathun. Yeah. And did the Traveler willingly pick them? And we know that, well, we suspect the Traveler was going to willingly pick them, but in the case of Savathun being revived, you have all this, Finch and that. The Hive Guardians weren't chosen by the Traveler. The Hive Ghosts were like almost tricked into doing it.
Right.
So yeah.
Where does Imaru sit in all that? He's like the big picture we haven't really got more information about. And I guess the other big truth bomb was, the whole lie about the Books of Sorrow. Mm-hmm. And maybe it was from, Savathun's perspective, surviving the truth as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it goes both ways.
That's interesting. Plus the whole two truths, true lies type of thing that's been going on. So survive those truths.
Yeah. I think it's all about just knowing how Savathun's manipulating us, I guess.
Yeah.
Hannibal Fish says, arm wrestling contest. Heiress versus Ikora. Who wins and why? Ikora obviously wins. We've seen her fight. She's a total badass. All we know about Heiress is she can hide real good.
Heiress Morn versus Ikora. I mean, yeah, Ikora is definitely cracking skulls. Easy.
Yeah. But Heiress does have the mystery factor because, she does have weird hive powers. We don't know.
Yeah.
She teleported us multiple times. She's done other crazy stuff. Maybe she has some specialty in arm wrestling.
I feel like that's what it is, though. It's like her teleportation type of stuff and leaky eyes. She's going to get goop everywhere and teleport you somewhere. And Ikora's going to shove a Nova Bomb right up your ass.
Yeah, dislocate your shoulder into five places.
Mohegan 9 says, do you prefer a relaxing or an active vacation? Answer this.
I'm a fan of a mix. Your first day, you want to chill. You want to settle in. Second day, you want some activity. You want to be going, maybe do something, hiking somewhere, something like that, And then after that, it's some sort of rhythm depending on how long your vacation is. You definitely don't want all activity. Like, have you ever hit Disneyland and just like done everything, and by the end of it, you're like, Jesus,
and crashed.
I need a break.
I do not understand like adult Disneyland. Like I've gone there as a kid and I've brought my kids, but I've never understood like adults going to Disneyland as adults. Like, I don't understand it.
I went to Disneyland in Japan and I loved it. I wouldn't go there like often, but we just acted like kids. We like, as soon as the doors opened, we just like, we just like ran, got little tickets, got like, got stuff, went on rides, stand in lines. It was like, it was fun. It was honestly fun. And when we went to another theme park, like the Harry Potter one, whatever it is, like Universal, like that was cool. Like that was.
I do want a butterbeer just because it says beer and I want to try it.
And it's my favorite cup. I love the little collector's cups. It's a good cup.
Right? Yeah.
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 It's it's like you let get. It's like playing video games. You become a part of a different world. And like if you allow your mind to go into this fantasy world, then it's like that type of thing that happens. But it's right in front of you. It's a surreal experience. If you're able to do
I've never been to California Disneyland. I've only been to Disney World, which the primary takeaway is hot and wet because it's in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Like the Star Wars area, like you feel like you're on a Star Wars planet.
That sounds cool.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Kylo Ren comes out and starts like questioning people, saying, "Are you doing shady stuff?" You're like, "No."
Definitely.
Yeah. Like if you go to the bar,
you got anything in mind? I am down.
If you go to the bar in I know this happens in Disneyland, but like if you go to the bar area in the Star Wars area, like stormtroopers will show up and start like harassing people.
Cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. And, like the music
That
cuts.
sounds awesome.
Yeah.
When I take a vacation, this drives my wife a little nuts because I'm super obsessed with booking. Like, I research the hell out of wherever we're going, and then I book up everything I can. Like, for instance, when we went to Mexico, like I booked like bus trips to see the pyramids. I booked, those what are they called when you hold on to the parachute and you get dragged behind a boat? I book like every day has like 2 or 3 activities to it. But my approach is like, I just want them to be available to us. I don't want to get there and be like, oh, I would have loved to go see the pyramids, but it's booked up. But if we get to that day and we're like, I'm not feeling the pyramids today, then you don't have to go. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure we have the option. Like, I don't want to miss out on the option, but I'm not like, once we're there, I'm not like super diligent about like making sure we do everything. I want
options,
to
man.
be able to do it.
You need one person like that in your life when you go traveling, because both Danny and I, we don't care. We hate organizing stuff. We don't want to organize stuff. And the only time we go traveling is when someone else does it for us. That organize things. Yeah. Oh, we're going to go here on that day. We're going to do this. Like, fantastic. You let us know how much money we owe you. We'll send you the money. Great trip.
Yeah.
Like, that's my perfect trip is somebody organizing everything just like you. Right. And
but then having the option to say, fuck off, I'm going to just take a nap for the afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm going to get day drunk in the pool. And then I'm gonna sleep until dinner time.
Eat a burger at the pool bar. Then.
Yeah. One of the best things we did in Mexico was they had daily volleyball tournaments in the pool, and whatever team missed a shot, you'd have to swim over to the bar. They had a bar in the pool, and you'd do a shot. So like the whole team was just getting sloppy drunk in the pool.
Oh my gosh,
that was a fun one. SJ Parr says, a question for everyone. Which dungeon and or raid are y'all looking forward to farm again once that's on rotation once season 17 starts?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that.
Prophecy Dungeon is my favorite, but Prophecy I don't know if I need anything from it. Prophecy is my favorite, but because I played it so much, I don't really know if I need that much. Maybe I didn't play a huge amount on my Titan, so I wouldn't mind the Titan armor maybe, but I played Prophecy a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't really feel like I need specific loot right now from that stuff. Like I'm missing it, but I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things.
I just like doing dungeons. I like soloing dungeons. I think that's a fun activity to do. So I'll probably just whatever the weekly is, if I'm in the mood, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll get halfway through it and be like, I'm sick of this. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the grasp of avarice with the... I'm assuming you could do... Is it master? Could you farm your master artifice armor with the extra slot?
That would be good. Yeah.
That would probably be worth it.
That would definitely be worth it.
Because I do like that armor.
Yep.
Mr. Goodbite said, last week you said you wanted Jeopardy style. So what is the question that goes with this answer? And the entire Destiny community was happy with the state of PvP.
Never.
When did hell freeze over?
I don't get how this game works. What do I say?
Do you know how Jeopardy works? Have you ever seen this television show, Jeopardy?
So. I've heard
Jeopardy, they tell you the answer to a question, and you got to guess what the question was.
Oh. So the answer is what?
The Destiny community was happy with the state of PvP.
At what point? When was that said?
They split Destiny 2 into 2 separate video games. One was PvP and one was...
You're talking about a multiverse. You're talking about a multiverse.
Yeah. That hurts my brain.
Yeah, that's definitely not ever been the case. I think the closest it's ever been was the Taken King for the first 3 months when hammers were vicious and like terrifying. Remember that?
They were vicious. That was so fun. if you were a hammer, like you pull that thing out and you just start running around rampaging. But everybody else on the map would hear that ding, and you'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit!"
Yeah, and the reason is it was the LDR 5000 could not one shot kill the hammer.
Yeah.
It would like leave a couple HP.
Yeah. That I just remember the Taken King meta being so sniper heavy that it got to the point where it's like you couldn't walk anywhere near a door without getting sniped.
Yeah. Yep.
William James Corwin says, "How would you scale an itchy taint, and how high up on the scale was the guy who was clawing his taint?"
How do you scale an itchy taint?
Oh, like 0 being what? Like
Wait, is it rating it? Because I actually took scale as and I'm climbing a mountain taint. I'm scaling Mount Taint. What's your loadout? What's your equipment?
Oh, geez.
Like, what is this question?
That's like an Elden Ring boss. You get to the top of the taint and it like comes up. It's like, actually, you've been climbing a boss.
You've been getting used to 2 fingers. Get ready for this boss.
I mean, Itchy's taint is pretty low on my scale of like annoyances or pains. I don't know. I need to know what the scale was measuring, right? It's like, are we measuring pain? Because it's going to be pretty low. Annoyances, it's going to be higher. Things that could go wrong in my nether regions, I don't even know like the complete picture of all the bad things that could happen. I've heard of like, twisted testicles, which is very bad when you're actual like testicles that get twisted up, and
Jesus,
yeah, that could be a real pain in the balls. Yeah,
real nut problem there. Yikes.
Yeah, you know, like the tubes. I don't know what are the tubes called, Mylan? You'll know.
Yeah, you're a healthcare professional. Come on.
Vesticular.
You're a doctor. Yeah, see? And those get twisted up and they won't untwist, and it could be real bad.
Won't
so
untwist.
I mean, an itchy taint compared to twisted balls, not bad, right?
Twisted balls.
But being so high on drugs that you can't stop like aggressively scratching your taint in a nightclub,
right?
That gets higher up on the scale.
Yeah. That's something else.
Yeah.
I've told you about the Twitter account Chaotic Nightclub Photos, haven't I?
I've seen that.
Have you seen that?
Looking that up right now.
It's amazing.
It's honestly, it'll make your day nearly all the time.
Oh man.
Oh, sorry. I need to read the next question. Not be looking at chaotic nightclub photos.
Mm-hmm.
Sith Assassin says, "What do you guys think about DMG stating that SBMM is not turned on in most Crucible playlists? I'm sweating my taint off just completing the 3 weekly matches. Many players feel it's still on in regular Crucible. Hashtag taint scratcher."
I don't get it. I don't know enough about this, and I haven't followed it enough to know about this. And I've just seen pot shots left, right, and center about matchmaking and lobby balancing. And
so what happens is people don't like going against meta, and they assume meta usually has to do with some level of skill because they're choosing to use like the same weapons, you know? So the problem is it's an online game with a lot of YouTube content and content generation or content creation that gets generated around it. So information spreads really quick, and they're specifically saying that there is no SBMM turned on in majority of these games. So if it's true, then it's got to be something else, like the fact that people end up just adopting the same playstyle as what's going to get you the most kills more often than not, and then you feel like you're just going against the same player over and over and over because you're seeing the same stuff. the flip side of that is when this did happen back when I talked about the Taken King, and then in December they accidentally flipped on SPMM and didn't know about it. You know, remember there was like a certain section of the developers that were like, "Oh yeah, we turned that on." The other section was like, "What? That wasn't supposed to go on." And yeah. So there was like actual visible confusion that was happening from what Bungie was telling us back in 2015, 16, and all that. I don't think that's the case now because I'm pretty sure they'd have that stuff dialed in. But yeah, I think the perception.
There was something I saw about like, even though guild-based matchmaking is not on, but there's something about lobby balancing that people suspect is on, that tries to balance your team based on, is it MMR or your ranking or something like that? And that
it's got to be, because otherwise, like, you'd have matches where like the other team doesn't get a single kill because the other team has all Destiny professionals on it. If there truly was no lobby balancing in the game, now, no matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking is one thing. Lobby balancing, obviously, another. But isn't lobby balancing kind of skill-based matchmaking too?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, no, not 100%, because it happens from my understanding, it happens after the players have been selected for the match, right?
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So they take like an average to try to get some good players on some team, some good players on the other team, so it's not completely one-sided.
Try and even out, the skill on each team. Also, though, like, we're talking about a game that is 7 years old now, right? Like, people are pretty fucking good at this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of content gets made about how to be good at the game, and that gets consumed, and information spreads fast. People see the same gun, they died at the same thing. They're like, well, can't lose or can't win, join them, type of thing. You know, so
it's not like jumping into the newest Call of Duty and like facing Christmas noobs for a month. You know, like at what point are we going to get an influx of Christmas noobs at Destiny? We're just not. You know, like, the game is too mature for that.
Yeah. Yeah, the other thing that happens too that can be frustrating is lobby balancing. If you tend to be on the better side of the scale, means that you end up having to carry your team more often than not. And so then it feels like an uphill battle where you always have to try your pants off just to have a game that's close. And that can cause a cyclical cycle of how you perceive the game. It can be frustrating. I get that. Yeah. I don't know what the answer is. I don't
think anyone does.
Yeah, I think the game would be worse if they didn't have any balancing, though. Like, if you literally jumped in and, you know, like, if you're a brand new player and you had 5 other brand new people playing, and then you went against people who've been playing for 5 years, you're going to get, like, completely dominated. You'd probably not want to play the Crucible ever again. Be like, that was awful.
I think every game should have new player protection, right? There should be lobbies that just cater to, like, the newest of players. Yeah. Every game.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that may help is increasing objective base modes and new modes, and because, like you said, people have been playing and still playing PvP, have been playing a lot, and it's very hard to catch up on that. But if you have a new mode, if you have something return like Rift, and the strategies haven't been worked out yet, and, you know, people are still adapting to it, like that's the time to jump in. Or a new map, you know. Like, there needs to be,
like, map knowledge is a big deal, and there hasn't been any new maps in like 2 years.
Yeah. So when you have some sort of freshness come in, that's when it would help.
Right.
Because you're also going to get new players coming in too.
Yeah.
So it reinforces it.
That's the other problem, is that it does seem to be like hardly anything happening on the PvP side. From an external
Crucible
viewpoint.
smells like your apartment after you had a party last night, and you wake up all hungover, and there's like fucking beer everywhere and like Cheetos on the floor. What the fuck happening here?
And then you don't clean it for 3 months. That's what it smells like.
Yeah. Then you leave it there for 2 years.
Come back, you're like, what the hell happened to this place? Jesus. Yeah.
Frank G says, "Are you guys transitioning to the new craftable weapons as a soft sunset, or will you still be using old weapons until Bungie caps them out like Season of Dawn weapons? For example, Long Shadow replaced my thoughtless kinetic sniper."
I've got a couple things that I want, like one of the rocket launchers for DPS, but a lot of the other times my other weapons are already better, so I haven't really been crafting that much.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Is like the selection of weapons I have been selected by how good they are over years, and like that was the promise of sunsetting, was that it forced you to like try out new stuff and replace that stuff, but obviously there are downsides to sunsetting as well, and it was just not acceptable. It's very hard for me to like get excited about new weapons because I don't see much of the value in them. Like they're cosmetically a little bit different, but they feel the same because we've been playing with the same archetypes of weapons now for so long that like it just doesn't feel exciting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Archetype fatigue, right?
the time that I did weapon grafting is, there's a specific build that I have, and I think this will start to open up as we get Arc and Solar as well. So, I had the Titan Hammer Bonk build, and I wanted a 1-2 punch shotgun. It was really nice to be able to go craft a 1-2 punch shotgun to fit that build, and then that makes your whole build work.
Yeah.
And there needs to be options like that, I think, and I think they'll be there. And they are there to an extent, but a lot of the time I've already got weapons that do the same job, if not better, than crafting something.
Yeah, unless I had Datto come in and completely cleave my vaults, I have everything I need to get the job done and then some. And that's why I still have 500 out of 500.
It's true. Just get rid of it, mate. You just craft it. Full head.
Just craft it.
There you go. Yeah, just delete everything, Brian, then you can just craft it.
Yeah, man.
Just craft it.
Craft it.
Just craft it. Easy.
Hugo Rune has an emergency question for us. From 1793 to 1806, rum was Australia's main currency. Is that true?
Rum.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Where's the rum,
Yeah,
mate?
That'll cost you 3 rums.
But what did you do with the rum?
It is why we're so angry. I mean, rum, I don't know about you guys, but rum has a
The fighting spirit?
likelihood to it's a fighting spirit. It is a fight. I don't know why, but it is referred to as a fighting spirit in Australia.
What makes fighting spirits fighting spirits? Is it the sugar content? Like you get all amped up, or like what is that?
Yeah.
Like tequila is one of those too, right?
Yeah? Tequila? Makes
I
you want
think
to
so.
fight?
Also, cheap beer I find is more a
Cheap
fighting
beer.
beer,
That's 'cause of the
than
bad
expensive
taste.
beer.
I
Bad
don't
taste
know
is
if it's like
angry
a
at-
chick.
Yeah,
Like cheap beer.
You're like, God, I can't keep drinking this Pabst Blue Ribbon. God damn it.
I don't know if it's like chicken or egg. I don't know if it's like people drinking the rum out of the cans are more likely to get into fights regardless, or if it's the rum that's doing
Could be.
But I can tell you right now, if you see a group of people drinking Bundy rum, you stay away from them. Because
Okay.
they're gonna start throwing fists.
If you could choose a new currency, what would your preferred option be, and would you immediately become wealthy?
3D Dorito bucks.
Farts.
A new
Just pay for everything by fart.
in a jar.
Breaking some wind? Wow.
And yes, I would be very wealthy.
Yeah. Loading up on your beans, man.
What?
Yeah.
Getting rich.
You go to the cashier and they go, "That'd be 3 stinks, right?" And you just put your hands on the table.
Rip one. Like you'd have to get really controlled about like separating your farts. You know, you couldn't just like let one like
Yeah,
go
you gotta measure
like
that.
rat-a-tat-tat. Yeah. Oh, is that like the extra long one? A tip?
Keep the chain.
know what I would use as a currency though. Currency. Have to be something rare enough that like you couldn't just like pick it up off the ground.
I'm just thinking it would have to be some real obnoxious like NFT, like whatever the next NFT is, something like that. Just something that everyone hates. You have to use it. Just pictures of, I don't know, monkeys.
Alcohol is nasty because like you want to just like sit down and have a drink, but you're like, oh my god, this is costing me so much money.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's interesting. Rum being the currency of Australia.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Briar's
I'm sorry. Maize and Blue says, should the monster armor ornaments be made more purchasable during the Festival of Lost, since it can't win the community polls? Hashtag Team Mech.
Pretty sure they haven't made both. They are looking at the community to
they only make the one.
Actually make the armor, so you wouldn't be able to. It's not like it's sitting in the wing pre-made, and then they're just gonna get rid of the assets because they already made it.
Yeah,
I think the idea is they keep bringing it back if it keeps losing, and if it keeps losing, it will just be up in the polls each time. But I've just had this idea. We should all make a pact not to vote for the monsters, so it comes back stronger, and eventually it'll just be this batshit crazy cosmetic because it got advanced this week, so this season, and if it doesn't get it again next time, like it's got to be even cooler, right?
Yeah,
like let it evolve.
Cooler. Monsters evolved.
Yeah, another 2 years and it'll be there.
Spicy monsters.
Guac Bitch says, everyone play Kiss, Marry, Kill between your guardians. I'd kiss my hunter, marry my warlock, and kill my titan.
Warlock all three. The full gamut.
Kill the warlock.
Kill the warlock's dead, definitely. I just don't know if I'd marry I think my titan would be more stable and reliable, but I might get bored over time.
Yeah.
The hunter's going to stay fun for a longer period of time, and you need a little of that in a marriage, right? You need a little spice.
Chaotic, though. A bit chaos.
Could be. A little chaos is fun, though.
Yeah, but not if you're running out of glimmer and you got nothing more to buy, your armor for the week.
Low glimmer times.
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I think I'd have to marry my hunter and fuck my guardian or my titan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going for the triple combo with the warlock.
This is all agreed. We're going to kill you, warlock, because you don't want to marry him or fuck him.
Yeah, well, they can res again. They got the ghost and everything, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, let them come back.
Yeah.
Steven says, going to throw this one to Myelin Games. If we were to get a season of the Crucible, what kind of lore would you like to see placed in ink blot cutscenes? Lord Shaxx, Ikora, the Luna's Howl. Given the power, how would you make this season worth returning to week after week?
We've got some cool stuff already about Lord Shaxx, and obviously got a bunch of things about Saladin from the Dark Age. Any Dark Age stuff is pretty ruthless. But cool. I think Ikora's time in the Crucible, like early Shaxx, early Ikora, early development of the Crucible would be cool. We've only sort of heard of how like unstoppable Ikora was in the Crucible and that. I would love to a bit more but I don't think we really have a huge amount of origin story on Shaxx. I can't remember. I think it'd be cool to see how he got into that Crucible role, and also Ikora as well, like those early fighting days, like the design of the Crucible.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
I mean, they could do a season on Iron Banner, right? Pretty easily.
You mean like lore wise? Yeah. I mean, they sort of already have, really.
Yeah, you're right. They have.
Yeah.
Zolomon says, if you could create the monsters for the Halloween armor, what would you create?
Create the monsters? Like design
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, like the cosmetics.
Oh, maybe we should go a little Lovecraftian. What do you think? Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's do Elden Ring. Let's do an Elden Ring cosmetic.
Some Bloodborne, Elden Ring type of stuff.
Grafted arms. Grafted
Yeah,
arms.
grafted
coming off.
Tentacles and
Godfrey the Grafted.
like a lot of faces glued together.
Yeah.
Some sort
I would
of
do like
wolf
the
head.
Hammer horror movies from like the 50s. Just do like a straight up Titan as Frankenstein, like a green mask and like just like straight like 1950s horror movie tropes. Like I think the Warlock would make a great like really like a vampire with like the tuxedo on and all that. And then the Hunter would make a great wolf man, you know.
That'd be fun.
Or Invisible Man.
Invisible Man. Oh my gosh. That's great.
I think that'd be fun. Like just 1950s Hammer movies.
We could have Alexander in there, maybe as a pot.
Pot, yeah. Pot Squad.
Pot squad.
I mean,
Warrior
a
Jar.
Titan as a pot would be pretty funny, actually.
Yeah. The what was it? The ornament for Eater of Worlds, right? Kind of like that.
Dreadnought says, if you had 3 bodies and were able to switch among them with the other 2, just carrying on with normal schedule and appearance controlled by an AI, what would the possibilities in life for you? Dreadnought, were you a little bit drunk when you wrote this? I've been there.
A little bit.
So you have an AI robot that's an exact identical copy of yourself that can go and assume your role of doing stuff. You have 2 of them?
Okay.
Is that
2
what
of them. Yeah.
You have 2?
You have 3 bodies and are able to switch among them with the other 2.
I mean, if they're AI, you just send them to work and they could just do all your tasks that you don't ever want to do.
Oh, man.
Like
grocery shopping.
They can write more videos. Yeah.
They could
Go get
they
milk.
could edit your
Kids
videos.
need milk.
Yeah. You could have one go get a separate career, you know, doing something completely else, just bringing in the money.
Yeah.
This is like,
that would be fun. But wait, would it have your like legal name? So if you like go, okay, I'm gonna program this as like some stock trading or something, and like makes you go bankrupt, or
I think that's the gamble. They're dealing with your
that
money.
is a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would just get it to do all my lore videos, all my editing, all my thumbnails, just every little.
Chat's got a great idea.
That.
One could do all your Destiny grind, so you don't have to reach max light level, or plays your Gambit for you. No, it plays the Crucible for you.
One would play the game for me, and then I would just probably play Elden Ring and go to jiu-jitsu training. That's all I'd probably do. Eat good food.
Yeah, if one works out for me, can I
Yeah,
just, like,
do you get the residual?
swap into that body like post workout, and then while I'm eating, it's doing the workout, and then I switch back after it's done?
Yeah, is it like a body swap type of thing? Because then it gets super technical.
Yeah, I think it's a body swap.
How are you swapping between these bodies?
I don't know, man. How'd you get the clones? How you get this magic AI?
It's super advanced alien technology to give you exact replicas at the moment, so I can see that. But then your consciousness is getting swapped. I draw the line there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I draw the line there.
Well, this guy's got the best name, obviously pandering, but I'm gonna buy right into it. Average Briar Rabbit Enthusiast says, how do you think Saint 14 would fare in the world of Elden Ring? And do you think Elden Ring main character could defeat Rolk? Yes.
Yeah.
But I also think Saint 14 would do pretty damn good in Elden Ring, given the rules of the world in Elden Ring. Like if he could just be Saint 14 as a starting character and then like move on progression wise, he'd do awesome.
Yeah. I think like if you transplant him, then he's got a ways to go to fully.
But he doesn't start as like a level 0 either.
No.
He starts as an advantage.
Yeah, once he understands the laws of the world of Elden Ring, he's going to become an absolute god.
Yeah, he's gonna excel.
Yeah.
But I also think my Elden Ring character going in to fight Rourke gets pretty roughed up almost immediately.
Yeah, there's a lot of cheesing.
Hey, I got a mimic, man.
First mimic, blood loss, swarm of flies, blasphemous blade.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with like going from Elden Ring to Destiny. You're like, I have done every side quest in the game. He's like, dunk, like Rogue just falls over, dead.
Yeah, one hit, half his health is gone.
Yeah. Donk.
The Black Guardian says if Bungie expanded weapon crafting to let Guardians turn legendaries into exotics and name them, what type of weapon would you choose and what would you name it? What is the exotic perk?
We did this on the game show where you had to make up an Australian themed exotic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, nah.
yeah, no. That alternates between damage and healing. So
Yeah.
it goes, no.
I like that one.
What's had a one that shoots chlamydia koalas as a grenade?
Yeah.
Oh no, you had the grenade launcher, didn't you?
But was it? I don't think mine was koalas. I think it was something else.
Yeah, toxic.
Is it drop bears?
Yeah, I think Watts had a drop bear cannon that shot chlamydia koalas.
Yeah. It was great.
It is terrifying.
Funnel web shoots spiders.
That's terrifying too.
Oof.
I just read an article that we've got new spiders to be expected this summer in the Northeast, coming from Georgia.
The sky.
Flying giant spiders.
What?
They spin webs that act like hot air balloons and fly across the friendly skies, and they're like the size of a human hand, like a large human hand, and
Honestly,
they're scary looking.
That sounds god awful.
What? Wait, what do I type in to see this?
That sounds like apocalyptic Australia level type of stuff.
It really does. Like, we're really thinking about moving.
Paratrooping freaking hand spiders coming in.
Yeah.
What do I type in? Flying spiders? Where?
Northeast America. Giant flying spiders invade America.
Yeah, they're.
Oh,
I read this too.
fucking hate
I was like,
spiders.
I don't believe that. No.
Choose not to interact with the outside anymore.
Like, I'm on the West Coast.
Touch the grass yourself.
Yeah, touch the
Wait.
grass. You go fucking touch the grass.
Yeah.
There's giant spiders in there.
I got fire weather over here in California. They'll just burn up if there happens to be flying spiders.
I mean, honestly, the Northeast used to be pretty chill, but things are getting worse. We got like flooding now. We got tornadoes. That's brand new. Tornadoes used to not be a thing around here. Now
Twisters.
That's a new delight.
Millions of palm-sized flying spiders could
Palm-sized.
invade the East Coast. Scientist says.
Yeah.
What are you giving these nightmare fuels?
Imagine the sound of the crack that happens from crushing a palm-sized spider.
Oh, don't please.
Like, several of them
You
land on
haven't,
your roof.
Milo?
Can you hear them crawling around?
Right?
It sounds like the setup for a movie. Then there's some like radioactive waste. And then you've got these
Ultra spiders.
giant.
No,
Yeah.
Chat's got it. It's called the golden funnel web.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a nope. It's a no for me, dog. It's gonna be a no for me.
Oh no, excellent. The problem is what I have changed the way I do this, and I get mixed up.
Briar needs a new method for handling questions. If
I
anybody
think I
can,
do. I think I need to go back to the old ways.
so-
What I really need to do.
maybe you could all spam him with a bunch of suggestions on how to manage questions on Twitter. That'd be great.
Arrow of Tefty Teft at Tefty. I think that's it, though. Oh, no, here we go. Griffin01 says, Mylan, will we ever have any lore about Venchurch? Is it Venchurch? I thought it was Fenchurch. Is it with a V or an F?
F.
Van. It's
Van
Van Church, his brother, Van.
Oh, he's the cooler one?
Yeah.
He skateboards. He's got like a wicked mohawk.
It's like, bro, why don't you just give this stuff for free? Van's like, nah,
Yeah.
dog. Gotta make money.
Tess hasn't shut up about him for 7 years. I assume we should get a season about him at some point. He sounds like an Indiana Jones type. He does sound cooler than
Raid boss.
Tess. Raid boss?
Yeah, he's been bit by a palm-sized radioactive spider that fell from the sky, and now he wants to infect the world with his venom. He must die.
And then funnel Silver somehow back into his niece.
Yeah. Now, the more silver you buy, the stronger he gets.
Who feeds him? He just sits on a big pile of money.
Yeah.
Scrooge McDucks into pile of silver.
Got a swimming pool of gold coins.
Yeah, look, we haven't heard a lot about Fenchurch. I think there's some lore way back when about him, but I don't know. I think there's lots of storylines at the moment which I'd love to hear about, and microtransactions is not up there for me at the moment. So he would be an interesting character, though. He would be an interesting character.
He creates the illusion that there's a whole supply line of this whole silver network, right?
I can't remember. He discovered something early on. I can't remember, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ringo the Dingo says, we had some interesting experience with change-ups from Crucible and Gambit Labs. Maybe after 284 plus 89 episodes, it's time to mix up DCP with DCP Labs. So what would you change for one episode? We could bring in an Australian. We've never had one of those on.
True.
Got any lore YouTubers you could bring on?
We have had Bife on, and it was very fun.
Yeah, right.
I learned a lot.
King, put the boot in while I'm down, why don't you?
What would you change for one episode? What would be like a fun, like one-off episode?
We could have this episode where we talk about this game called Elden Ring and our experience about it.
Yeah. We've done that 5 times.
Oh, my bad.
You know what'd be fun? What about like a movie review? You know, like a latest
would be
movie.
fun.
We all go watch it, and then we do like a movie.
Sonic the
review.
Hedgehog 2, and then we review
Yeah.
it.
What if we did an episode that was only ex-members of DCP? Like we just brought on all the people who used to be on DCP but no longer are, and we didn't show up.
Yeah, we don't show up, and then the
That'd
graveyard
be
shows
fun.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Called the graveyard shift.
Yeah. Or the graveyard.
That'd actually be. I'd watch it honestly. Because there's people who haven't been on in many years now, like many years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you go back all the way to the planet,
Do it on Halloween.
Spooky.
or on April Fools.
Graveyard shift.
Oh, an April Fool's one. Wow. That sounds amazing.
It'd be hard to schedule because some people probably contractually shouldn't be on a DCP.
Right.
Or hosting one.
Yeah.
There is that technicality. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it. I kind of got them all like
You
jumbled,
jumble-eyed.
and I think I got them all though. I'm sorry if I missed anybody,
All good. Well,
except for that really bad question that I'm intentionally not answering.
the one about eating
You know
it.
who you are. Well,
It's about
there's
eating
always a lot of those that I skip. Average of 5 to 10 a week that I just gloss right over.
All right. That is episode 285 of DCP Live. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for making it all the way to the end as well. That's awesome. Shout out to our Patreon members and our Twitch subs for supporting the shows. we appreciate it. There's also a firing range that's going to get posted this week as well, because that was recorded. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. Go check out our merch shop. Details are in the links below. All that stuff. Briar's laughing at
Veterans
something.
Day podcast. That'd be perfect.
Veterans Day podcast. Yeah, that's pretty great. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Bye.